Okay, the face you're looking at is the face you're looking at on the screen, not my face. Um, Let me take off Nicole when I just did the video on Nicole and OJ Simpson, and the pictures are still on the screen. So the face you're looking at here is Michael Moore's face. Michael Moore is a filmmaker. He is quite popular. Um, he has made movies such as Fahrenheit 9/11. His movies are supposedly controversial because they challenge the status quo. Uh, Another movie he made is Where to Invade Next. Where to Invade Next. It says his funniest film by far. One of Moore's best films. Okay. Here's another one. Michael Moore, provocative, incendiary. The title of this movie is Bowling, Bowl, Bowling, Columbine. Bowling for Columbine. Okay, so supposedly this guy has made supposedly controversial movies, and he supposedly is always at odds with the government, especially presidents. But is this guy a good guy? Is he really genuine? Is he not working for the cabal? He is working for them. Okay, he's just playing a game. Take a look at this. Take a look at his hand. Now doesn't want to make it too obvious. Do you see his hand symbol here, the Illuminati triangle? Okay. Now, if you see it once, for the average person, it may be assumed that it is just a symbol, a regular symbol. But again, repetition is important for us. When something's repeated, it has meaning. Okay? So we'll see repetition of his bad ways. This is supposedly his wife. If you notice here, Michael has, well, the hair is covering the forehead, but he actually has a small forehead. And look at the chin. It's not square, it's more or less round. There's no definitive square jaws here. There's no Adam's apple. Perhaps you're thinking because he's older and he has that lump on the throat. Well, the wife seems to have more of an Adam's apple than anything, though it's not quite obvious. Let's keep looking, you'll see more later. But before I continue here, well, let's take a look at a few more films that he has made, Michael Moore. The Awful Truth sets the bar for the most daring show on Bullshit. Emmy nominated series. Seriously? This guy is part of the problem. He's not part of the solution. Let's take a look. Is this a man or a woman? Okay, so in other pictures that make his shoulders look huge. But his shoulders seem to be about apart with his hips here. And look at the small feet. Even if you can't see the rest of the feet, you know that your feet, the upper, I wasn't showing you my feet, but I was just about to show you my feet just so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so you can see the front part of the one's foot is the longest part, and this one seems to be quite small, so the back side can't possibly be that long, so therefore this guy has small feet. Well, for someone having small feet, you know what? I forgot to look up how tall this guy is. How tall is he? For having such a small feet, how tall is he? Michael Moore. How tall is Michael Moore? How tall is Michael Moore? Answer. Come on, come on. It's giving me O.J. Simpson. He's 6 foot tall. Dude, this guy is 6 foot tall. 6 foot tall. Oh, let's see what else it says. Michael Francis Moore is an American documentary filmmaker and author. He is best known for his work on globalization and capitalism. Moore has been labeled a left-wing documentary filmmaker and left-wing political activist, but he rejects the label political activist. He's not a political activist. He works for them. He is 6 foot tall and has such small feet. Can we go back to the foot a little bit? Let's go back to those small feet. Did I? Yeah, this guy is 6 foot tall, and that's why they're hiding it with his clothes. It has small feet. Small feet. That's what a woman has. Okay, if this doesn't do it, I don't know what else will. Now, when he has his hair parted down like that, he looks like grandma. Is that lipstick? It doesn't matter. Pretty eyes. He has pretty eyes. Just the hair. Just, I mean, imagine with makeup on and an earring. That looks like a freaking pretty grandma to me. I don't know what they've done with the nose. Made it a little bigger. But that is grandma. Grandma is staring right back at you, people. That's grandma. Okay? That's grandma. So this guy had an operation as well, because that's what he has to give up. Manufacturing Descent, another movie uncovering. Now this guy has done nothing. He has done nothing, and people. I remember my first time at my major exposure. What happened here? Okay, so I remember in France, a bunch of French students and American students gather around to praise this guy and have like movie showing. I'm sitting there like, why is this guy so important? Why is he so? What has he done? He hasn't shed light on anything except just like saying what people already know. Why don't you challenge people? Why don't you actually tell people that they're in hell? Why don't you actually tell people that? Why don't you tell us about transgenderism? Tell us something that'll help us get out of hell. But you won't. Manufacturing Dissent. That's why he's quiet. He's going to be quiet for a long time. Here's a picture of young Moore here. This seems to be an oval face to me, indicative of a woman. Okay, here we can see that the index and the ring are about even, also indicative of a woman. Now, all of a sudden, well, that chin is just suspicious. Okay, now the chin is round here. Okay, there's a point where the chin is no longer round, which tells me that those are pretty eyes. Come on, the hair parted down like that. Seriously. And when he gains weight all over. Okay, that's grandma. Come on. Small mouth. Oh man, this is a slam dunk. Grandma again. Okay, so if you didn't, let's go back a little bit here. This is CNN. Another mainstream media, CNN. He's all over the mainstream. Whenever you see them all over the mainstream, they cannot be trusted. They have nothing to say that will help you get out of jail. That will help you get out of the prison universe. Nothing. If they help you a little bit, you better be sure they're going to hurt you 10 other ways. Now, here's a younger picture of Michael Moore as a young man that says, the rainbow hairdo. Is Michael trying to tell us something here? He probably is. Okay. Somebody who was actually smart enough to do this person wrote, controversy? What controversy? They're holding hands. They're in bed together. Okay. They're just mocking each other because that's what they're supposed to do. But they're holding hands together, and I'm not going to say anything else before I say something. Okay, soldiers in Iraq and their families back home. You write to Michael, nothing's going to happen. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. You see how square the chin is? And we saw how round it is in other pictures. This is indicative of a chin implant. It can't go from round to square. The body does not work that way. Okay, it doesn't. So, Michael has had surgery. Here we go. I was talking about repetition earlier with the Illuminati triangle hand, and here he's doing the Baphomet. Okay, it's only two. It's only two symbols, but he's also carrying their statue. But anything else? Well, oh well. How about the fact that Michael, or should I say Michel, married this woman? Okay, we're going to look at his wife. So if if Michael is not convincing, if Michael's transgender operation were not convincing, didn't convince you, let's take a look at his wife. Because if one is one gender, then the other one is the other gender, pretending to be the other gender. And here, younger, this could be believable. This could be believed to be a woman. Yeah, yeah. The younger they are, the more believable it is. But you already can see the receding line, hairline. But I'll give them credit for that. And even the Adams, even the throw, they did a pretty good job with the throw here. Go back, go back. The throw, it seems to be smooth. They did a good job. Yeah, they shaved it pretty well. But here, you're starting to have some problems here. One starts to have a problem. The receding hairline here, the hair goes all the way back. And you can see the big forehead, the big mouth. Okay? The big nose, well, the nose is not so big. But the big eyes are big. But there are other pictures that are more quite obvious. You see how his shoulders here, like, they slant down, they don't look that huge. It's just the arm, the clothes. But in other pictures, you see it like as if he had big shoulders. Here, you can see the lump of the Adam's apple needs to be shaved again. That is a man's face. It just looks like a man's face. Man with makeup. Man with wig. Man with lipsticks. Okay, but there are more. Let's keep going. You'll see it. Ay, ay, ay! Tell me that is not a man. You might have to look away. I was doing this. If a baby saw this picture, if an infant saw this picture, that infant might start crying, bawling, because when I saw it, I had to turn away. That is a man. There's a lump again in the throat. Big eyes, big nose, big mouth, big forehead, and man. Michael Moore's so-called wife is a man. I mean, what did I, that can't be it. I know there are more pictures. So, to conclude here, the best way to control the opposition is to lead it. I don't remember exactly where that came from, but that's a quote. The best way to control the opposition is to lead it. And who is the opposition? The opposition is the average person who is trying to get home back to paradise. And paradise is real. There's life after death. It has nothing to do with religion, science, or politics, or the color of your skin. There is life after death. Okay, it's not a religious thing. It's real. So everything that is being done, whether it's transgenderism or violence, faking wars, faking news, it's all for negative energy, for the propagation of negative energy in the entire universe. This is not the only realm that we are seeing this. There are other realms that are experiencing negativity. Our world, as bad as it may seem, we actually are far better than a lot of realms. And of course, there are other realms that are actually much better than ours. I saw one realm very close to this realm that it left me like open mouth. I was like, holy crap, this is hell? I mean, there is like people actually trying to improve their planet, their frequency. I was walking down the street and I could feel the energy in the air. It was pure. And That was the only time that I saw anything so peaceful in the universe, any world so peaceful. So there is a purpose to what we do. There is a purpose to what we do, even though at times it is difficult for even me to see. If anybody's listening, um, I'm going to trust my instincts and keep going. I know that some people are listening. Some people do watch these videos. Um, and I was told that the messages would be traveling throughout the whole entire universe, even though I don't see much evidence for it. But I'm going to trust source. So there is. So I'm also asking you to keep an open mind. There is a purpose to what we do here. If you feel like giving up sometime, because sometimes I do, I'm like, screw this. I'll take a week off and come back later even stronger. So you are the soldiers. You are the whatever. It's not gonna be. You are the cavalry, as I call it. It's not going to be governments or politicians, or it's you, the average person, who is spreading information, who is talking to your friends, who is trying to change his diet or her diet, who is, though he or she may fall down, always gets up. Okay, so good luck on your journey back to source consciousness.